Hi everyone, my name is Melissa Hughes. I run the Australian Natural Nanny Network. So I match nannies and families who share similar values in how to raise and educate children, centered around holistic values and natural, gentle parenting. So today I have joining me Sarka. She is one of our amazing nannies. She's been with us from the beginning for 3 years. She has been working with children for 20 years. She's very, very passionate about her work. And she is her area of passion really is all things holistic living. So from lifestyle to eating, and it really flows on to the way that she operates with children as well, which is really beautiful. So thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Melissa. I feel honored to be part of this and be live with you right now. Thank you.
Thank you. First question I would love to ask you today is, what is it do you feel that makes you a natural nanny?
Good question. So being a natural nanny is very important to me because, like you said to yourself, I'm very passionate about everything natural, holistic, regarding foods, healthy eating, taking children to nature and just, spend as much time in nature as possible and jumping in puddles, getting messy and dirty and, just being in a present moment with them and acknowledging their individuality and emotions and just being very connected with the children and also working on myself, improving myself daily as well.
Mm.
Because children can feel energy and if I have a little bit of a bad day or something, I'm in a bad mood, I can see how it can reflect in the children as well. So I'm always trying to be so I'm a little bit nervous, sorry.
That's okay.
Very connected and very present and just really improving myself as a person daily as well.
Yeah, and I know this is something you're deeply committed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when in your work with children, when do you get the most enjoyment or the most satisfaction, or like just the things that you love most?
Just being with them every day and just seeing their smiles, waking up, just looking forward to going to work and hearing their excitement when I'm coming, when I'm at the door and just hearing my name and laughter and just, excited for me to be there. So that deep connection I've created, especially with the children I'm with now. So for the last 2.5 years, it's been amazing. And just every day is very different and very unique and just being there and seeing their progress and how connected they are and especially to their natural environment because observing my work as a nanny, what I've created from when the children are little, for example, and let's say squashing little bugs and then teaching them, which can take about a year, not to squash those bugs and like love them and take care of them. It's so amazing to see that. And, just when we walk to school, for example, it takes a long time sometimes because they have to smell every flower, they have to hug the tree. We talk about the nature, we talk about even like healthy foods and we talk about just everything natural and and
Mm.
oceans and everything.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I don't know about you, but I have moments when I'm with children, when I was still in that space for this, um, where I kind of like, am I really getting paid for this? Like, don't feel like you're working. I mean, there's challenges, of course, but
Yeah.
it's like I used to have those moments. I'd be like, I can't believe I'm getting paid for this right now. Like, this is just so
Yeah, I know.
magical, this experience.
It is amazing. I feel the same. And it's just, I'm incredibly lucky to be doing this work. And I haven't always been like this. It took me a while to get to the point where I'm at right now. Like me, myself, I come from communist country and lots of suppression going on from parents, from teachers, from, the system, the governments, and just kind of growing up very shy and suppressed and couldn't express myself and having all these rules, what I can't do. And then coming in that world as an au pair, first of all I had to learn English, so overcoming the barrier of speaking foreign language, which took me a while, and then traveling through different countries like England, Ireland, America, eventually getting to Australia when I have been here the last 5 years. And observing myself on this journey of, at the beginning, being kind of controlling and wanting the kids to do, you know, you have to wear socks, you have to do this, you have to act like this, you know, you have to finish your food. You know, when it kind of can come from, you know, my parents or the teachers, you know, how it just used to be. Unfortunately, they didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And then growing, overcoming that and observing and being like, I don't want to be like my mom, for example, or, you know, that controlling teacher in my school. I just learned to observe myself and connect deeply with my emotions and what it is in me I want to do different, and how I want to be more patient and kind and gentle and just connect with the children instead of, you know, being that bossy nanny.
Yeah.
So I've grown into really loving my job as a nanny, and just, you know, like I said, working on my self-help as well a lot, and doing some even development courses and personal development courses, and just becoming that gentle, nurturing, kind role model to them. So I could connect with them individually, what their needs are, and every child is special, and just observe and take every day as it comes. Yeah. Yeah.
And I love it. And I think
Yeah.
it's so beautiful that you shared that journey, because it's so important to acknowledge that it is a journey, you know, like we are undoing our own stuff and our own limitations and our own blockages. And being with children is one key area that gets triggered. So you almost can't, like, it baffles me that it's not part of training as a teacher or a child or an educator, you know, in childcare, that's not just part of it. Like, how can it not be? You know, I remember being a teacher. I was a teacher for 3 years full time in my last lifetime. And hearing like other teachers get like triggered and just shout at the children, and I'm kind of standing there going, how are we doing this? Like, how is this okay? And that's really what this network is about, is that we are taking full self-responsibility for ourselves, and, you know, all the ways that looks, and the opportunities that come up. And my journey is really similar, where I feel like the deeper I've gone on that journey, the more rewarding my work with the children, because the more they seem to thrive
Yeah.
in your presence.
Yeah, it is a big responsibility, and especially if they're not my own children, you know, I feel even more responsible, and I really give it 110%. And, you know, everywhere I go, people think I'm the mom, or, you know, just because I'm there present with them. And I notice even going to a park, you know, there will be so many parents on their phone, for example, and their children will come to me and talk to me because they can feel that I will respond and I will be there for them. You know, that's what they're seeking. They seek recognition and, you know, that communication, where some parents, unfortunately, these days don't give it to them because of the technology world. And that's what I love about your network as well, and this natural parenting, natural nannying, because you know, the children I look after, we don't do TV during the day, we don't do iPads during the day, there's no screen time, and that's so much more calmer and present, and they're always looking forward to go to parks and on any adventures, you know. And even though it took a while for the boy, for example, to jump in the puddles because didn't want to quite get dirty and muddy, you know, some kids like to stay more clean, and it was kind of like, yes, you can do that, it's okay, just acknowledging and being that example and doing it myself. And you know, just first time seeing that look like, oh really, it's okay. And
I know, I love that look, like you really
yeah. So yeah, it's such a reflection, you know. And even me growing up in a clean environment, in a clean apartment with a clean mom, it was like, no, you can't jump in puddles, you can't do this. And no, it's okay. It's very actually important, in my opinion, for immunity. So, you know, being exposed to germs outside is okay. And some people are unfortunately scared of that. But to me, that's, you know, that's part of this life. Like, germs are everywhere, so it's okay to get muddy and dirty and messy. And you know, we come home, we wash hands before we eat, and they're actually happy to do it. I'm looking
Yes.
after amazing children when they actually grew into individuals, you know, at their ages where they're getting themselves ready. They're like, I'm still picking things around the house while they're waiting in the car. Their teeth are brushed, you know, their shoes are on, and they're like, come on, Sarka, let's go. And it's like, wow, this is, you know, my doing. Like, you know, it's that gentle, kind approach to encourage them to be more independent. And it's amazing to see that. Yeah. And also another thing I was gonna share, when we, for example, do arts and crafts or coloring, and when the children say, but you're not a teacher, I go, well, I am. I'm your life teacher, your everyday teacher. Like, you're teaching me as well as I'm teaching you. You know, even our communication when we're talking, we're learning every time, every minute from each other. So now they're like, okay. So it took them a while to understand, because they see that figure teacher at school.
Yes.
You know, they go to school thinking that's the teacher, that's the label, and I'm nanny or babysitter. So I'm trying to teach them that that's not just who I am, that, you know, I'm everything. And also feel part of the family, very accepted, like, you know, going for interview and feeling that that's the right match, like a first family I went for interview with, and was like, yeah, this is going to be amazing. And it's, yeah, the best experience ever the last 3 years or 2.5 years I've been there, when I'm actually waking up happy, looking forward to going to work and being welcomed, you know, and acknowledged, and clicking with the parents as well, and having really good communication about everything. And just working together as a team. Yes,
because that's when everyone benefits the most.
Sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I wanted to touch on something you mentioned earlier about like, you know, you wash your hands before you eat, the children happy to do these things. And I find what my experience has been, when I allow the space for them to get messy, I allow myself to be led by what they need to do, then they are responsive when we make requests, because they're like, oh, you get me, like, you get what I need. And they respond when we do make those requests to do things like washing our hands, brushing our teeth. And it's like, I remember my first experience of that when I had that shift with the children I was with, and I was like, oh, this is actually really simple.
Yes. Yeah, it is. It can be very simple.
Yeah, but it takes courage to move into that space of allowing yourself to be led by the children, because you're not in control of the situation like before.
And it takes time. It takes that patience. And what I have noticed, me being the example, the role model. So I brought my toothbrush and toothpaste to work. I leave it there on the sink. Hopefully that's okay.
Yeah, I've done that.
Pack it up for the days I go home. But, you know, I go like, oh, let's all go brush teeth together. And then I do it, and then they copy me, or the little one especially, you know. He does exact moves I do, and he's watching me in the mirror. And, you know, so, and I explained to him why we do it this way and that way. And you know, it kind of became the way that sometimes they're asking me to go brush the teeth with them, you know, like, oh, we have this smoothie, you know, because they are used to certain things, like they know what happens. So Sarka comes, Sarka makes a smoothie, Sarka tells them to brush teeth, Sarka packs water bottle, you know, that's what happens. Then we have time to play, and, you know, we do hair to prepare for school, things like that. But yeah, just kind of doing these things together every day, putting them in that routine so they know what's happening. And if I forget something, they remind me. So it's amazing to see that, you know, that they love these habits because it's fun. We're doing it together, and because they're so attached to me as well, which I do find challenging sometimes in my role, because then even, you know, going to take a wee break is like following me, laying on the floor, waiting for me to finish. So it's like I feel always rushed to, like, guilty that, you know, I'm even taking that break just to go to the toilet. But it's just amazing to see that kids love me that much, that I can actually feel so welcome and be such a big part of their life. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah. Is there anything you want to add before we finish off?
Um, Pretty much that's it. I think I've covered most of it, and if you have any more questions, go ahead. But yeah, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being on this journey with you and with your network, and just knowing that there's this community of wonderful people who want the best for their children. And always, if there was any problem, I have a beautiful soul to turn in, to for help, or I don't really need it, but I feel like we don't need all these certification. There's some people who just, it naturally comes to them, being nurturing, like my grandmother, for example. I think I have that after her. And I could never see myself, sitting in the office. And I just, I would miss it. Like, I need to be around these children and be part of their lives and creating these wonderful memories and moments. Yeah. So it's very rewarding. It's a very big responsibility, but it's so rewarding. So I wouldn't change it for anything else.
And thank you for being part of this journey and being part of this network and just being your amazing self and doing what you do.
It took me a while to get where I am at and even get the courage to get on live and actually speak up, but it's not that hard. It's just overcoming the fears, and that's another example for children. Just overcoming our own fears and being strong, and being that example. Yeah.
I know, we made it.
Yes, thank you very much.
That's okay.